Hey there, Oz. And this is Oz, me and my aspergers. This is The Whispers, Part 2. Um, this one, happy, wonderful, life affirming, as opposed to Part 1, where I would have been dead. So, anyway, and there aren't two parts to this, but there's a first one and then there's a second one. So the first one involves 4 people, and they shall be first names only: Charles, Sandra, and Beverly, and then myself. So I'm not easy to get a hold of by phone. And my phones are off more than they're on. And sometimes even when they're on, the ringer is muted. So the phone can be on. I don't hear your call. Actually don't care. Asperger's. So this first one, wow. So my friend Charles, well, let me first say one of my phones is like the phone that the number I give to everybody, anybody. My little flip phone and timer. My little flip phone, it's Android. But then I have an iPhone, because what I discovered is, as far as texting goes, Android and iPhone, they do not play well together. And when I text people, I like for them to get the text so they can respond to it. So I got an iPhone, and I'm glad I did, because apparently I know a lot of people with iPhones. So it ensures that they're going to get my text. That's why I did it. Not a friend of iPhones, do not like them. I am an Android person, particularly Samsung. Love Samsung. So anyway, Charles, when we talk, it's on my flip phone, my Android flip phone. And that's the number he has. But because of the camera quality on the iPhone, I tend to use that for texting people with iPhones, but also to take pictures. And I had sent him some pictures, and of course it was from my iPhone, but I had never given him that phone number. So this particular morning, I'm getting ready to have my cereal to eat. And I take supplements throughout the day, anywhere between 40 and 55 supplements per day. As soon as I wake up, the first one gets taken, and before I go to bed, the last 2 get taken. So it's throughout the day. I had just eaten my cereal, and so I went to my phone to put the timer on. Now, the flip phone was off, but the iPhone was on. But again, it's not going to ring. So I went to the iPhone to set the timer, and I saw I had a text from Beverly. This is all very important, because normally I would go to the phone, set the timer, put it down, and walk away. But I went to the phone, saw I had a text, started the timer, pulled up the text, which was from Beverly. Reading it, thinking, oh, how am I going to respond to this? When a name comes on my screen, Remember, the phone does not ring. I have the phone in my hand, and there is Charles's name. And I'm like, I'm a little bit confused because I do not use this phone for phone calls. And I answer the call. So I immediately launch into, Charles, you're never gonna know what, and explaining the whole thing. He in turn says, Oz, you do not know who I'm with. And I said, ooh, I'm with Sandra. So this is not having the impact with you as it does for me, because it resonates with me. Because, like, again, these four people know each other. In a nutshell, Beverly's text gets me to the phone to take Charles's call that I would normally have missed while he is with Sandra. And Sandra is the one who told Charles to talk to me because they were early to a doctor's appointment. And so, and I mean, how does that even, what? And then again, there's the fact that he called on the number that we do not normally talk on. I've sent him photos on that phone. And he said, well, I tried your other number. And of course, it just went to voicemail. And I do not check voicemails. Asperger's. Too many people do a voicemail with, oh my God, call me right away. It's very important. And then I call them and it's like, what kind of gum do you chew? I'm like, wait a minute. When I see ASAP, urgent, my Asperger's brain just goes nuts. And then for me to call somebody and it's like, what? So I do not respond to voicemails. I tell people. On my phone, it tells people, voicemails on this phone are not checked. I am not putting myself through that. There's another brilliant quote about that. It says, a failure to plan on your part does not constitute an emergency on mine. I think I got that from Bob. Can't remember his name. It was when I was at UPS. Yeah, works for me. But anyway, that he called on the flip phone, went to voicemail, and then he said, well, I had seen this other number that you had sent me pictures on, so I said I'd try this number. And that's the phone that I had in my hand because Beverly's text got me to the phone to take the call. Wow. I mean, for me, that's just a big wow. And then it happened the other day too, slightly smaller scale, but I had turned my flip phone on to check something, and I turned it off, and something said, remember, this is the whispers, something said, leave the phone on. Why? I left the phone on. 30 minutes later, an hour later, I'm by my desk looking at something, and on the screen is Charles's name. I'm like, wait, what? So I take the call and I say to him, Charles, you are not going to believe this, but it just happened again. And I was just like, what? Crazy, crazy, crazy. So I'm a firm believer in the whispers, in those little, and they're the whispers for me because they're very quiet. They are not screaming to get your attention. It's something that I've over time, over my life. I mean, I was aware of the whispers when I was much younger and never saw the importance of them, the connection, but over time I went, wait a minute, these things are happening and I need to start listening to them. And anyway, so two whispers, months apart. I think the first one was 6 or 7 months ago, and the second one was just yesterday, which was 26th of April. Like my channel says, just a guy with Asperger's talking about stuff. Thanks.